For SEBI exam purpose, actually I given one section, and this can be after covering the stock market related terms and everything, then I can explain the second. This we can consider the second part, stock market. So many terms that we have to explain together with this SEBI. SEBI is the regulator. Definitely there are so many terms from the stock market we have to explain. Therefore today that a capital market, that I can explain specifically. What is capital market? Before that, what is capital? Really, capital is the backbone of all business. Without capital, we can't start a business. Definitely, we should. Capital is having the major role in capital market. Therefore, first I can explain the different types of capital. All investments made by individuals, that can be jointly, then partnership, then private companies, private limited companies, public limited companies, and so many different types of this capital involvement is there. If individual, suppose we can start from the beginning, individual, suppose a person individually starting business, that we are calling proprietorship, proprietor, a person, he is the proprietor of that firm, individually, he is self investing, this capital is his own. And secondly, suppose a person, instead of that male person, a lady is behind the industry, behind the business, that partnership, that individual business, that proprietrix, we can call that lady as proprietrix, proprietorship, proprietor, proprietrix. Proprietor, usually that proprietor means both male or either male or female. If he is a male, proprietor. If he is a female, proprietrix. Usually that more than one person is having definitely a joint business. That case, partnership firm, the relevance of partnership firm. For that partnership deed is a must. The partnership deed is registered by this registrar of firms under state government's registrar of firms is there. There that all the partnership firms should be registered. The present situation, definitely it is a must for all business. Earlier it was not up to, it should not be registered, it is a must. At present it is a must for all partnership firm, it should be a registered one. And therefore a partnership deed is there. Based on that, business is functioning, and at the end of the year that profit they are getting is dividing. And partnership business, there are having some limitations. Usually that all the partnership deeds earlier, that liability is unlimited liability is there. At present, some changes already made, and with the limited liability, that partnership can start. With the limited liability, that partnership we can start. The deed can also established based on the limited liability. That is another advantage of this partnership. Every partnership firm, if it is they are doing banking business, definitely the maximum number should be 10. That is a must. Above 10, that never a banking business, for a banking business they can't admit more partners. For non-banking purpose, that partnership firm is for the purpose of for the non-banking activity. All those activities they can admit up to maximum 20. That is the relevance of partnership firm. Therefore, all partnership firms can be 10 or 20. If it is banking business, it can be 10, and non-banking, it is 20. That is partnership firm. Usually, when they are opening accounts in banks, they are opening current accounts. Current accounts they are opening. Instead of savings, they have to open business accounts, current accounts they are opening. Then, in the case of companies, a big firm having big capital, definitely the companies, they have to start company. The company, the magna carta of the company is definitely the bylaw of the company. Bylaw means memorandum of article and articles of association. These are the two major important part of a company's document. Memorandum of article and articles of association. Whether it is a private limited company or a public limited company, both these documents are very, very important. First, we have to prepare the bylaw of that company. Then we should register that company in Registrar of Companies, ROC. It is under central government. Every state having registrar of company offices. That company we have to register where the registered office is functioning. The company's registered office where it is functioning, there we have to register the company. In that case, the private limited company and private limited company, we can distinguish between these two. A private limited company, the minimum number can be 1. Earlier it definitely be 2. At present that one person can also start a private limited company. And maximum number of private limited companies limited to 50. More than 50, never we can admit a private limited company. It is maximum 50. It is controlled by SEBI. That private limited company is having major role. And public limited company, in the case of public limited company, the minimum number is 7. And the maximum number is unlimited. Any number of shareholders can be, based on the memorandum of article and articles of association, all the rules and regulations we have to obey in the case of public limited companies. And all the statutory requirements, returns, everything what insisting by the registrar of companies, we have to fulfill time to up to date fulfillment of all these documents. Then public limited company, definitely the minimum number is 7, maximum number is unlimited. What exactly the difference between these two? Private limited companies, share cannot be listed in stock market. What exactly stock market? The place where companies' shares can be purchased or sell. That is secondary market of the stock market. Secondary market. That secondary market that we can purchase or sell shares of companies. That is the place for the liquidity purpose. Everybody has to sell, and they can manage their liquidity together with certain investors can also be purchased shares from them. This facility are providing stock market. Then in the case of stock market related, we can analyze different areas, how a share can be obtained by a person, how a share can be obtained by a person. That we can discuss. Next point I can explain. Among the capital, in the memorandum of article, the two types of capital are mentioning: authorized capital and issued capital. And then further, subscribed capital. Authorized capital, issued capital, subscribed capital. Authorized capital means that in the memorandum itself, the director board is planning that how much capital, how much fund they are raising. They have to decide the face value and number of shares they have to subscribe. They have to give to the public. Usually certain companies, initially that they are promoters' contribution they are collecting. That promoters' contribution initially can consider the initial capital of that companies. After that, if they want more shares from the public, they can issue shares, and that after that they can list in the shares, they can list in stock market also. Then issue, first issue, second issue, third issue, there may be so many issues. Therefore, the first preliminary issue can be considered as initial public offer, IPO. That IPO is initial public offer. That initial public offer means initially that they are ready to give public. They are deciding earlier that share, the face value is prescribed in the memorandum of article. Based on that, how much share they are planning to issue. Then if there is any premium, that also they will decide how much premium they can add together with the face value. That exactly before issuing the share they have to decide by the director board. Then they have to seek permission from the SEBI and together with the registrar of companies also. That these are the formalities that for the initial, that is primary issue, that we can consider as primary issue of share. Then during the primary issue, It can be oversubscribed. More public is subscribing at exactly 2 times or 3 times or 4 times than the required number. It can be oversubscribed. Then some basis of allotment they are prescribing. Based on that basis of allotment, that those who applied 100 shares, they can give 10. That way some basis of allotment they are prescribing. Based on that, the total shares they are allocating to the public. That is the initial procedure of primary market. Then after, within minimum days, statutory days are there, they are listing in stock market. It can be NSE or BSE. Both the stock market they can list also that. That is the initial public offer usually every company is doing. After the primary issue, second issue a particular company is making, then that is follow-on public offer, FPO. Follow-on public offer. That is second issue of a company. Then subsequently there is third or fourth, can be certain companies that third or issue or fourth issue, or that is all are fresh shares they are allocating. Additional shares they are allocating. That is the primary issue of shares. Subsequent also comes under the primary issue, because that together with the primary issue, there are additional shares they are issuing. At that case, that more premiums they are attaching. If the share value is high, definitely that more premiums they are attaching, thereby they are issuing the premium also, based on the premium also. Then I can mention regarding the secondary market in the next part. Now we can stop. So many points I have to mention in the secondary market. Okay, thank you.